services, in our families, in our homes, when we're volunteering. He's with us and has as much a purpose for us there as he has here. And so every month we have a story from someone's scattered life. Not that their life is scattered, but that they are in a scattered place. We're all in a scattered place. And this morning it's a bit of a sad one. It's a little bit sad, and then there's another side to it that is hopeful. And so I want to invite Giles and Mac to come down and join me. So Mac's just going to use a chair, and she's not been very well, and maybe you'll mention that a little bit. So this is our Frontline interview this morning, and we're effectively going to hear a little bit about what's been going on in their lives. So can you just start with who you are, because some of the folks here won't know you. Giles and Mac have been coming and going for about a year, which you'll explain. So explain a bit about your family, your work, and your involvement here at Bookham.
Okay. Hi everyone, nice to see you all. That last song, thanks Tristan, that was our wedding, so we were a bit emotional anyway, and now you really stirred it up, but thank you. It's a wonderful song, isn't it? Giles and Mac, we've got two children, Aidan who's 19 and Chloe who's 13. We've been coming along to Bookham Baptist, believe it or not. I looked it up. Paul and I went to Nelson Mandela's 90th concert at Hyde Park one summer in 2008, and after that conversation decided to come along. So 2008, Aidan was only 2, so hung out in the creche and all sorts of things. But we've been involved, moved to the village in 2016, just found so much love and support from you guys, being little Jesuses is how we put it, to us in our ups and downs of life. But Aidan is now 19, he's finished school, college, and he's now a motor mechanic. Very exciting. He started a job 3 weeks ago over in Lingfield and is loving it. And Chloe is 13, is mad about horses. But we've been involved in all sorts of things, as you know, Jill, but different things over the years. Helping our kids have loved the youth work here and the children's work, and we've helped occasionally on those, or over the years on those things. Occasionally led services, in my case, and Mac in the background doing lots of prayer and other things. So. Oh, and work, yeah, that bit. So I've been supportive of Paul Lambert, and others. We created a bit of a team a few years ago to talk about the Frontline piece, and it's just been a passion of ours, mine, for all of my life and career, and just that Jesus can use us wherever we are. And there's so many wonderful stories about how he does that, and so that's been probably one of the best, most exciting things to develop that with all of you guys over the last few years. And I work in the NHS. Most of my career has been the NHS. I'm now working independently, running my own little company, just about to be involved in a big national programme looking at neighbourhood health, which was announced last week, and that's going to keep me quite busy for the next 2 years or so. But really exciting that this move away from hospital-centred care is coming into communities and voluntary sector and all the other things that are really rich in that. So, yeah.
Thank you. And there has been now a major shift in your lives in the last, is it about 18 months since it started? So is one of you going to tell me something about that? Is it you, Mike, that wants to start that?
We were, I guess it was Chloe had started at secondary school, so she was in year 7. And by the end of that first year, there were several things that she basically wasn't happy, and it had been going on for quite a long time. And we decided that it was the only thing really we could do would be to take her out of that school, which we thought was going to be relatively simple, but it wasn't, and we couldn't find a school locally that had a place that we were happy with. And so we began to think about, was God asking us to move? We'd kind of thought that perhaps when Aidan and Chloe had both left school, we might have the opportunity to move closer to the sea and retire. And when we began to pray about where should we go? We were asking God, are you moving our kind of dreams forward? And we ended up taking him at his word and really asked God to kind of open doors and shut doors, and in quite a miraculous way we ended up moving to a place called Liphook. Chloe has started in year 8, she's just come to the end of year 8 at a school called Bookham. And you're going to say a little bit more about that?
Oh, no.
Okay, I think we actually managed to get our bits cross wired.
Yeah, but there was some just miraculous provision. So we just wanted to be wholehearted in our trust for God. That being that God had been working on us since we moved to Village. That was an acceleration. A good friend James over there, he had a bit of a renewal, and I was like watching and saying, I want some of this, God, as well. And there was just this move of change, which has led to a change in the way I work, and us as a family. And that was almost like an acceleration of that trust. Again, Paul and I had a long chat about 2 years ago about trusting God with money, which has always been a really difficult thing to trust God with. And that changed suddenly, and God's provision opened up amazingly. So it was just a continuation of that wholehearted trusting. Where do you want us to go, God? What do you want us to do? Will be a ruthless love, I think, is the phrase we've been using. And God opened some doors. There was some flats we looked at, houses we looked at, and various things. We're just blocking. And we said, okay, God, we'll open the door if you want it to happen. If not, keep it firmly shut. And He'll provide. And He did. He so miraculously opened a rental house for us. So there's been ups and downs with that, but that's what we've been up to. Looking.
So it's frustrating because I heard the story in more detail and would like you to have longer to tell the whole story, because it's been a real story of trusting God in the practical things and God opening up a very quirky, frankly, little path for you to walk. So it's lovely to have you here to hear a little bit of it, but if you can get them over coffee and get a little bit more detail, I recommend that you do that. So the last question is, what do you need now? We are going to pray for you and sort of send you to this new season of your lives. But is there something more that we can do, that we can be to you?
Thanks, Jill. Yeah, no, I mean, we've built lifelong friends here, and we plan to stay in touch with many of you over the years ahead. And just praying into a new set of relationships as we aim to move house over the next three or 4 months. We've started house hunting in earnest now. We're going to probably rent our house because the market's a bit weird at the moment. So that's a prayer that would all settle in. Logistics would just work well, and that we'd be able to settle and build some really good kingdom relationships, friendships, and network of people who don't know Jesus yet, who we can be connected with. I'm mad about sailing, so there's opportunities there to do stuff with people in those settings. So being on the edge of things a bit as well, so in a good way, pushing the edges of where people connect with God and us as people doing that. So practicality is probably the best prayer, Jill.